Hi, I'm John from UNIXPlus. Today we're going to look at transceivers. Transceivers are also known as optics or GBICs, and they go from copper to optical cables. We're going to do a review from 1 gig SFP plus to 10 gig and 25 all the way up to 100 gig optics. We're going to take a look at the original SFP, SFP plus all the different packages that have happened in 10 gig over the time, including X2 and XenePack and XFP. So come with me and let's take a look at some 10 gig optics. Let's start by taking a trip down memory lane. The first real commercial application was the XenePack, which was developed by Cisco, and it was a larger form factor optic that allowed for more power to come through into the transceivers. You can see the size of the heatsink and how big it was. Current 10 gig optics still just use this small form factor. So they've dropped from a package that would dissipate 10 to 15 watts all the way down to 2 watts now in this small form factor. After the XenePack, Cisco came along with the X2. X2 still had a really wide connector because you were using very slow speed parallel inputs, and inside here it had the multiplexer that would go from that wide bus down to a narrow serial connector. Back in the day, everybody still used SC connectors, which was a standard optic. As switches got more higher density, everybody moved over to the LC, which is the current connector everybody still uses. After the XenePack, X2, came the XFP. And this was the start of a higher density optic that used a little bit less power. This is the first serial interfaced optic where you were going high speed in to high speed out. That was quickly followed by the follow-on from the 1 gig form factor, which was called SFP, or small form factor pluggable, to SFP plus, which was small form factor pluggable plus with a higher spec for 10 gig and 8 gig. This is all based on the original fiber channel optics of 1 and 2 gig, were the same form factor. Nowadays you have QSFPs, which look a lot like the standard XFP package. You can see that nobody really reinvents anything new here. The notching is slightly different, but what a QSFP is really doing is it's 4 of these optics tied into one. These have 2 common connectors. The first one is MPO, which really has 10 optical lines coming out of here. So you have a parallel cable of 4 going out and 4 coming in. You can get breakout cables from MPO, which go to 4 pairs individually. The latest technology is what's called the BD, or bidirectional. This is a Cisco 40 gig BD optic. BD combines all 8 signals into 4 separate wavelengths. So you're actually transmitting just like the MPO cable over standard LC connector now, and you're combining all 4 channels into one cheap, inexpensive optical cable. This is because when you purchase a connect in a data center, typically you have to pay for the number of cables that you need between your cages. So if you can run 4 signals running at 10 gig or 25 gig across one cable, that saves you a lot of money, especially when you're talking building to building at thousands of dollars per cross connect. So that's a quick review of the different form factors we have here. Let's go next and talk about frequencies and manufacturers.